What's up y'all? Welcome back to another Violence District video. And today I am going to be giving you guys tips on every single killer in Violence District. Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for 600 subs. Anyways, let's start with the video. The slasher, tip 1, always use Lake Mist at the start of the game, no matter what. One of the biggest mistakes I see players make is saving Lake Mist at the beginning of the match for later. Early game is when survivors are the most spread out, making Lake Mist incredibly valuable for gathering information and applying pressure right away. I've made this mistake myself, holding on to Lake Mist only to realize I barely get to use it because I'm in constant chases later on, especially on maps like Valdelbolo's village. Once the match picks up, you're often too busy chasing, downing, or checking gens. By using Lake Mist immediately, you save time, identify survivor positions sooner, and force early survivor rotation, which can disrupt generator progress before it ever gets going. There's literally no downside to using it at the start. Even if you don't get instant value, you're still applying pressure and turning the match in your favor. Early Lake Mist helps you take control faster and start chases sooner, which is exactly what you want. Tip 2, only use Rage when it's truly necessary. Rage is, in my opinion, his strongest ability, which is exactly why you need to be careful about when you activate it. One of the best ways to use Rage is after a survivor drops a pallet. Walk up to the pallet, activate the ability, instantly break it, and immediately continue the chase. This removes a major obstacle and lets you close the gap far more easily. Rage also shines in extended chases. If you've been chasing a survivor for a long time and they've already used multiple resources, activating Rage at the right moment is often a guaranteed down. What you don't want to do is waste Rage for minor gains or panic activate it the moment a chase starts. Because it has a long cooldown, every use needs to matter. Using it deliberately will secure downs faster, preserve map pressure, and make every activation count. Tip 3, end chases quickly, don't overcommit. While this killer excels in chase, spending too long on a single survivor can cost you the game. If a chase is dragging on and survivors are pulling you far from important generators, it's often better to disengage and apply pressure elsewhere. If you can't secure a hit or down within a reasonable amount of time, rotate to another target, break pallets, or pressure nearby gens instead. Playing efficiently and choosing the right chases will keep survivors on the back foot and prevent them from gaining too much progress while you're distracted. The Stalker, tip 1. At the start of the game, your main goal is to reach tier 2 as fast as possible. At the beginning of the match, your top priority should be stalking survivors and building enough stock to get out of tier 1. While tier 1 Stalker has undetectable and can occasionally secure surprise hits, he is overall very weak in chase and pressure. Relying on tier 1 for too long is extremely risky because survivors will quickly spread out and begin working on generators uncontested. This almost always leads to getting gen rushed before you ever establish control. Focus on efficient stalking early rather than committing to long chases or mindlessly swinging for hits. Even brief stalks on multiple survivors can add up quickly. Once you hit tier 2, the game opens up significantly, allowing you to start taking proper chases, applying map pressure, and setting the pace of the match instead of playing catch-up. Tip 2, do not overcommit to chases in tier 1. Overcommitting to chases while you're still in tier 1 is one of the worst mistakes the Stalker can make. Tier 1 has extremely weak chase potential, and trying to force a down at this stage is basically asking for one or even two generators to pop for free. Instead of targeting one survivor, use tier 1 for what it's meant to do, stalking. If a survivor gets distance, reaches a strong loop, or starts pulling you across the map, immediately disengage and look for another stalking opportunity. Take only free hits, stalk efficiently, and get to tier 2 as fast as possible. Once you're out of tier 1, you can start committing to chases safely, but until then, restraint is what keeps you from falling behind early. Tip 3, speed perks. Since the Stalker is the slowest killer in the game, movement speed is absolutely crucial if you want to win consistently. Without speed, chases take too long, survivors gain too much distance, and generators get completed before you can apply pressure. This is why speed perks aren't just helpful on Stalker, they're essential. The strongest speed perks for him are Play with Your Food, Off-Screen Scare, Excitement, and Combo Streak. These perks directly compensate for his low base speed, letting you close gaps faster and chases sooner, and actually let you catch up to survivors instead of watching them outrun you. Pairing speed perks with strong generator regression perks is ideal. Perks like Crackdown, Blood Between Worlds, and Piercing Reverie help slow the game down and allows you to apply some good pressure. In my opinion, the best overall stalker build is Play With Your Food, Crackdown, and Off-Screen Scare. Even with the big Play With Your Food nerf, it's still a very strong perk. The Killer. Tip 1. After injuring all survivors with Frenzy, do not keep using Frenzy to hit them again. Once you've injured all survivors, continuing to run around in Frenzy trying to tag everyone again just to secure a single down is a massive waste of time. At that point, Frenzy has already done its job, spreading pressure and forcing survivors into the injured state. Using it beyond that usually gives survivors exactly what they want: time. I see way too many Jeff players make this mistake, and it often leads to getting a few gens popped. While you're sprinting around in Frenzy, survivors are either holding W, splitting up, or sitting on generators with no real threat of being downed quickly. Instead, once everyone is injured, stop using Frenzy to run around and hit everyone, and commit to a normal chase. Tip 2. Use Frenzy for movement. I don't see a lot of players using Frenzy purely for movement, but it's actually a really good way to use the ability, especially early in the game, or at any time to be honest. Frenzy gives you pretty decent mobility, and using it to quickly check generators, rotate across the map, or catch up to survivors lets you apply pressure much faster than normal movement ever could. This goes best with Off-Screen Scare and/or Play With Your Food. At the start of the match, popping Frenzy to get to a gen can help you find survivors almost immediately and prevent early gen progress. It's also extremely useful for closing distance when you spot someone far away or need to reposition quickly after a hook. Like mentioned earlier, once all survivors are injured, there's usually no reason to keep using Frenzy just to try and secure one down. The Masked. Tip 1. Switch masks at every opportunity you get. A common mistake many masked players make is not switching masks when they have the chance to. Outside of a chase, you should almost always be rotating masks to keep their buffs active and available. The only real time you shouldn't switch is mid-chase, since stopping can cost you distance or even the down. However, if you've already zoned a survivor or forced them into a bad position, you can safely switch and continue the chase with an advantage. Every mask provides either a small or big buff, so there's no harm in switching masks when you get two, and constantly switching masks ensures you're always gaining value instead of playing without bonuses. Tip 2. Use your time wisely. Each mask is only active for 1 minute, so every second counts. As soon as a mask activates, you should already have a plan in mind for how to use it. Adjust your playstyle immediately to fit the mask's strengths, whether that means committing to a chase or applying map pressure. Tip 3. Adapt your playstyle with each mask. As soon as a mask activates, immediately change your playstyle to match its strengths. Plan your movement and positioning around what that specific mask excels at. Whether that's aggression, pressure, or control. Avoid wasting time committing to low-value actions if it isn't going in your favor. Leave and look for better opportunities while the mask is still active. The Panther mask is best for committing chases or gen patrolling because of the speed. The Swan and Tiger masks are best for snowballing because of the one-shot. The Rat mask is best for ambushing or catching survivors off guard from an angle. Each mask has a different playstyle, so immediately adapt to it. The Abyss Walker. Tip 1. Line up your Q ability when checking generators. Whenever possible, try to position yourself so two generators are lined up before using your Q ability. This allows you to check to gens with a single use, giving you information on survivor activity while saving valuable time. That said, don't force it. If lining up to gens requires extra movement, awkward positioning, or delays your rotation, it's most of the time not worth it. The goal is efficiency, and wasting time trying to line it up is not efficient. Use the opportunity when it naturally presents itself. Knowing when to line up gens and when to move on is key to using your Q ability effectively. Here's an example. Tip 2. Use your M to when survivors don't have line of sight lows. Against competent survivors, your M to slash is almost never going to land if they can clearly see you. Good players will consistently dodge it. That's why timing and positioning matter. The best way to secure hits is to use your M to when survivors don't have direct line of sight on you. Corner turns are your biggest opportunity. While chasing, as soon as a survivor breaks loose with you by turning a corner, using your M2 as you turn that corner can catch them off guard. Since they can't see the wind-up, they're forced to react late, and unless they have the reaction time of an F1 driver or take a huge risk, they most likely won't crouch in time, resulting in a free hit. You can also apply this strategy around tall obstacles or anywhere where LOS is briefly broken. Avoid using M2 in open areas where survivors can clearly track your movement. Instead, force them into blind spots first, then punish them for it. The Veil. Tip 1. Pre-pull your spears when approaching generators. Pre-pulling your spears before you reach a generator is extremely important for catching survivors off guard. Pulling out your spears creates a very loud and distinct sound that survivors can hear from a good distance. If you do it right next to a gen, you immediately alert survivors that you're nearby and that you're getting ready to throw, giving them time to run or position themselves to dodge. By pre-pulling your spears early, you won't allow survivors to hear that audio. Survivors won't know whether you're approaching with your spear or your normal weapon until they actually see you. This uncertainty forces slower reactions and can easily give you a free spear hit before they have time to get to cover. In many cases, survivors will stay on the gen for an extra moment, assuming you're not ready to throw yet, which is exactly what you want. This is especially effective when approaching gens from blind angles or behind cover where survivors can't immediately spot you. Tip 2. Do not use spears during chase unless the survivor is far away. A crucial mistake I see some Veil players make is pulling out their spears when they're already right on top of a survivor. This is usually one of the worst decisions you can make in a chase. At close range, survivors can easily juke you or hug you to confuse your aim. Because spear hitboxes are unforgiving, this often results in the spear missing entirely or even passing straight through the survivor because of the hitboxes, wasting valuable time. That lost time is critical. Pulling spears, aiming, missing the throw, and then having to recover gives the survivor free distance and can completely reset a chase that should have been over and wastes a bunch of time. In close-range situations, you're almost always better off sticking to your normal weapon. Tip 3. Patience is key. Knowing when not to throw is just as important as knowing when to throw. Having discipline with your spears will make your chases far more efficient and consistent over time. Many players rush their throws the moment they think they have an opening, but going for the fastest possible throw could often result in a miss, and a missed spear usually costs more time than simply waiting. Instead, be patient and line up your shots. Watch the survivor's movement pattern, wait for them to commit to a direction, and throw when their path is predictable rather than when it's merely available. Survivors often juke, fake directions, or slow down briefly to bait an early throw. Don't fall for it. Patience also applies to decision-making. If you don't think you'll make a throw, don't force it. Continue the chase and look for a better opportunity at mid or long range. Over time, this will lead to more landed spears and quicker downs overall. The hidden tip 1. Don't waste both of your abilities at the same time to hit a survivor unless it's necessary. There's rarely a reason to use both of your abilities at once if you can already secure a hit with Mark alone. Burning Leap just to confirm a hit that you could have landed anyway puts Leap on cooldown for no reason and leaves you with fewer options immediately afterward. Once both abilities are on cooldown, you're forced to play slower and wait for cooldowns, which can cost you pressure and momentum. Use Mark first to damage, and save Leap as a follow-up to close distance if the survivor creates space. Only commit both abilities when you really need to, such as when a survivor is about to reach a strong loop or safety, or if they are pretty far away. Tip 2. Use your abilities as much as possible. The Hidden has the shortest cooldowns in the game, which is a big part of why he's considered one of the strongest. Even with the big nerf he received, his abilities come back so quickly that there's very little downside to using them often. Because of this, you should almost never be saving your abilities unless you need to. Every time they come off cooldown, look for a way to get value, whether that's closing distance or forcing a survivor off a generator. Holding abilities usually just means wasting potential pressure, especially when they'll be ready again shortly after. That said, using your abilities frequently doesn't mean using them randomly. Be aggressive with them and have a strategy. Tip 3. Using your abilities for mobility. Using your abilities for mobility and movement is what makes the Hidden so strong. His kit allows him to traverse the map incredibly fast, letting you hop between generators in seconds by using both abilities together. This constant mobility makes it difficult for survivors to settle on gens, as you can pressure multiple areas of the map before they have time to make real progress. Mobility usage is just as powerful in Chase. Activating your abilities to close gaps, cut survivors off, or reposition around loops can end chases in seconds instead of dragging them out. Survivors often rely on distance and paving to stay safe, and the Hidden completely shuts that down with his amazing speed. The key is to think of your abilities not just as damage tools, but as movement tools as well. Even if you don't immediately get a hit, forcing survivors to reposition, abandon loops, or panic path incorrectly is already a win. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed or found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. I hope you have a good day and see you later.